Cracker Barrel gets damage control from the woke media, CNN, over hilarious backlash, and it shows just how far the press will go to defend a corporate screw up. So, as you all know, Cracker Barrel just proved what happens when a company simply forgets who its customers are and the press tries to smooth it over. Now the restaurant giant thought it was actually smart to toss the old Uncle Herschel off the logo, strip out old country store, and redecorate with bland minimalism. Now, instead of just simply listening to the backlash, outlets like CNN simply framed the move as bold modernization. Now, that particular spin was insulting to the very people who actually built the brand, because the truth is plain and simple. Cracker Barrel didn't need reinvention. It just simply needed respect for its roots. Okay. Now, the claim was that, young people don't connect with the old country store vibe. So Cracker Barrel had to go ahead and evolve, but that ignored the fact that core customers weren't asking for any of this. You see, the people actually who line up for the biscuits and the gravy and stuff, who love the fireplaces and rocking chairs, weren't really calling for the sterile new furniture. As a matter of fact, they weren't even they stopped going because of the food. The main problem isn't the cosmetics and stuff. That was just the tip of the iceberg. That was just the cherry on top. The problem was that they stopped serving food, the good food and stuff. They wanted the same place that felt like home as well. Four remodeled stores out of 600 was enough to show this so-called evolution wasn't welcoming. And yet CNN's coverage framed customer frustration as resistance to change. Not as, loyalty being trampled. Now, the remodel itself actually revealed the problem. The brighter lights, whitewashed walls, stripped down dining rooms, it just simply turned Cracker Barrel into any other chain out there. Okay. Now, the unique character was going along with the quality of the good quality food. And this was never about attracting some new hip crowd. It was about ignoring the customers who actually show up every week. Now, Cracker Barrel's misstep wasn't just cosmetic, it was philosophical. And you don't build a brand or company on nostalgia and then decide nostalgia is disposable. So, yeah, no wonder the backlash hit immediately, and it was real. You see, longtime customers called the redesign soulless, generic, and unwelcoming. Now, online outrage snowballed and stuff, where you had people finally voicing their opinions about the low quality and the food that's not tasting good anymore. And even political voices weighed in. You see, people weren't just upset about a logo, they were angry that Cracker Barrel would erase the various symbols that tied to family memories and tradition. Now, the logo change alone, removing, Uncle Herschel, was just basically a cosmetic issue. It was just the surface of the iceberg, the tip of it. And the restaurant itself tried to go ahead and calm nerves with statements like, the old country feel, or even country hospitality, and focusing on the kitchen. Now, that didn't erase the insult right there. You see, promising good food while tearing down the setting people loved, as well as not actually providing good food, was like saying the meal matters, but the experience doesn't. Now, CNN simply repeated the talking points without pressing on the contradiction itself, where customers could see right through it. Okay. Now, the financial market also noticed it as well. Shares started slipping, analysts downgraded the stock, and doubts grew about the company's direction. You see, investors don't like brand suicide that's dressed up as innovation. And Cracker Barrel didn't just, risk alienating diners, it risked the stability of the entire business itself. Yet, the press like CNN emphasized design chatter instead of the dollars vanishing in real time. Now, eventually, the company had to go ahead and do a retreat, but it wasn't enough. Remodels were halted. The old logo returned. Cracker Barrel admitted the problem. They admitted they messed up, though carefully, but they didn't really do that though. So that was the only path forward. But it wasn't weakness; it was survival. Ignoring feedback would have left empty dining rooms and sinking revenue. You see, correcting course at least gave, well, they didn't really bring the customers back either. But CNN did paint the reversal as balance of pressure, and that framing missed the truth. Customer pressure is the market speaking. Companies exist to serve the people who actually buy from them. And honestly, listening is not weakness. You see, it's business reality. Pretending otherwise is media spin, not honest analysis. But the core problem itself is the arrogance at the top. Executives actually thought that, they knew better than the people filling the tables. You see, they thought that the quote modern actually mattered because more than tradition. And they thought that, Cracker Barrel could just become just another polished chain and nobody would even care. So once again, they were wrong. Customers cared a lot, and they also made sure the company felt that. Now, the restaurant giant Cracker Barrel now faces a credibility gap, and it's not enough to put Uncle Herschel back on the sign. You see, people are watching Cracker Barrel to see if they truly understand the bad decision they made or if this was just another PR patch job. A logo reversal means nothing if management still dreams of making stores into sterile showrooms as well as serving lackluster food. Now, the lesson is broader than Cracker Barrel itself. You see, companies that rely on heritage can't tear it down without tearing themselves down, okay? So, yeah, whether it's restaurants, retail, or even entertainment, when tradition is the selling point, erasing tradition itself is self-destruction. You see, customers are not clinging to the past. They're simply defending the value that they paid for. Okay. And media spin tried to reduce the fight to culture war buzzwords as if outrage only came from one political side. That misses the reality. Ordinary families, retirees, and everyday travelers spoke up because, they wanted Cracker Barrel, the kind of Cracker Barrel they loved, not a showroom for brand consultants. Calling that politicized is just lazy reporting, okay? But what matters most is consistency. If Cracker Barrel actually sticks with its heritage as well as go back to improving the food, keeps the service strong, and leaves the design intact, as well as remove the CEO, people may forgive it. If it quietly slips modernist experiments back into the backlash will be much worse. Trust, once broken, takes more than words to repair. Now, the danger is that corporate leadership still doesn't get it. They may see the reversal as temporary, a way to quiet outrage until, people forget, but it would just be another mistake. You don't build trust by waiting for loyal customers to go ahead and die off. You build it by simply respecting them right now, tomorrow, and every day after. Okay. So, yeah, it's definitely simple. Cracker Barrel nearly threw away the very thing that made it successful. CNN and other outlets can defend the move all they want to, but guess what? Customers simply proved who actually decides what survives in the market itself. And it's not if it isn't the media and it's not the executives chasing trends. It's the very people walking through the door, ordering, actual good food like the chicken and dumplings and wanting to feel they're at home. Cracker Barrel simply just ignore them so many times and they can't afford to do that again. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace.